Guys, today on the podcast, we're doing something completely different. Once upon a time, I ran a YouTube channel called WOD Doctors, and one of the videos that I made totally popped off is a video titled Why You're Craving Peanut Butter. Blast from the past, this video over 10,000 views. I'm bringing it back here today so you guys can learn why you are craving peanut butter. Stick around.
Welcome to the CrossFit Edwardsville Community Podcast, where we hear and learn from our coaches, CrossFitters, and Glen Ed community leaders. Now, here are your hosts, Dallas and Greg.
Guys, welcome to the CrossFit Edwardsville Community Podcast, where we talk to our CFE coaches and learn from them, meet and learn about our CFE CrossFitters, and meet and learn about our Glen Ed business leaders. I'm your co-host, Coach G. Today, we're something completely different for us, doing a blast from the past. Once upon a time, I did a video titled Why You're Craving Peanut Butter that blew up on the interwebs. It had over 10,000 views, tons of comments. Today, I'm going to bring that video back and share this with you guys. So let me get right into it and share this with you.
Doctors, in this video, I'm going to quickly address why you might be craving peanut butter. And I'll talk briefly about food cravings and relation to nutrient deficiencies as well. So I think a lot of people have heard things before along the lines of if you're craving something, it might be a sign of some kind of nutrient deficiency. I think the most famous one is the idea that if you're craving chocolate, you have a magnesium deficiency. And there's a lot of related craving explanations along those lines also. Now, I'm the first to say that the idea of this, the science of that, is a little bit dubious. It usually is a little bit dubious because for the average American, with the average American's diet, if we were actually in some kind of nutrient deficiency and craving of food related to that, I say almost everybody who's on the average American's diet is probably would actually be craving the hell out of some fruits and vegetables, because the average person's diet has little fruit and no vegetable at all. So as we go into this conversation, it's important we all understand that it's probably a little bit shaky in terms of the science for how connected is craving to nutrient deficiency. Now, that said, there is some really interesting research that does connect some things together, and it's specifically in terms of peanuts and peanut butter. So, in endurance athletes, studies have shown that cortisol levels can be normalized by the inclusion of beta-sitosterol in the diet. Now, what the heck is that? That's a plant sterol and a compound that can help to bring cortisol levels down. Now, here's why that might be important, especially if you're living like a pretty high stress life, or if you're in a stressful time period of life. If your cortisol levels go up, well, your body might send a signal to you, a craving, for things that have beta-sitosterol in them. Interestingly, that's peanut butter or peanuts. Small serving of peanuts or peanut butter has 10 to 30 milligrams of beta-sitosterol in it, and by consuming that peanut butter or peanuts, it addresses that nutrient deficiency, your heightened need for that nutrient. So that may be an explanation for it. So you can actually supplement beta-sitosterol with an over-the-counter supplement. So consider supplementing that. Consider supplementing with 60 to 120 milligrams of beta-sitosterol and see if that doesn't address the craving that you have for peanut butter. Especially if you're on a clean eating diet and you're trying to break the addiction to sugar, you're trying to lean out as fast as possible, it would be helpful for you to leave the peanut butter behind, because I haven't found yet the peanut butter that doesn't include sugar in the ingredients list. And in terms of leaning out, peanut butter isn't as effective a leaning out food. Not a bad food. It depends what you're looking to achieve, what your goals are. If your goal is to add mass, bulk up a bit, in those situations, then having the peanut butter is very helpful. Otherwise, your better bet to eat clean and lean out is leave the peanut butter behind and address the cortisol by supplementing with beta-sitosterol, 60 to 120 milligrams. If you want to learn more about this topic, check out Dr. Sean Talbot's book, The Cortisol Connection. It's really cool, and it kind of digs into the physiology of cortisol and how it affects your life, how it affects how you feel, affects your performance. You can also do some searches in scholarly magazines for the connection between beta-sitosterol and endurance athletes. And Amy Cuddy's TED Talk on power posing and how that affects your cortisol levels is another fascinating research area, another fascinating resource available for you to learn more on this topic. This has been Dr. Greg Skelly, another episode of What Doctors. Have a beautiful and blessed day, guys.